Republican conference right for him here?
We are in a very bad place right now, yes.
You are a voter in a swing district come next November, and you're trying to choose between a Democrat and a Republican, and they're thinking about what's going on right now. What is your argument to that voter that they should entrust the Republicans again?
Well, look at what's happening with inflation. They go to the grocery store and they can't afford things that they could before. Their real wages have
But the government's not working at all right now, so any of those problems is just not getting addressed because Republicans can't figure out who to lead them.
The leadership
You haven't been able to pass a single bill or put anything to the floor in 2 weeks other than a vote for Speaker, and that keeps failing.
As Republicans perform Olympic-level verbal gymnastics to deflect blame from their own complete and utter speaker-tastrophe.
Let's go back to how it got here. We wouldn't be here if every single Democrat didn't vote with 8 Republicans to shut this place down.
The Democrats have had a lot of fun with it, but the fact of the matter is 208 Democrats voted with 8 Republicans. The Democrats are not innocent in this. They're not.
But Matt Gaetz and the Republicans that started this.
But Matt Gaetz has very personal differences with Kevin McCarthy. So it's very personal differences, not legislative differences, that led to this. And when he brought the motion, and he was the person that brought the motion, you know, the end result of it is a very dangerous position that we're in as a country. So
I've paid close attention to how news anchors have pushed back, and I've been pleasantly impressed. Even Fox News are getting in on the act.
The Republicans just are very determined not to have a voice, it seems. Whatever they do, they want to make sure that they don't have a voice. And that's Matt Gaetz and his 7 geniuses.
Well,
this is what he got. He had no plan. He just wanted to blow the place up.
But this week, MSNBC's Katie Tur showed exactly what you have to do when Republicans try to Nadia Comaneci their way out of blame.
If you are a voter in a swing district come next November, and you're trying to choose between a Democrat and a Republican, and they're thinking about what's going on right now, what is your argument to that voter that they should entrust the Republicans again?
Well, look at what's happening with inflation. They go to the grocery store and they can't afford things that they could before. Their real wages have
But the government's not working at all right now, so any of those problems is just not getting addressed because Republicans can't figure out who to lead them.
Katie, the government is working right now. The leadership
You haven't been able to
issues.
pass
The
a single bill or put anything to
working.
the floor in 2 weeks other than a vote for Speaker, and that keeps failing.
We don't pass bills when we're in recess. So again, what matters to the American public is our overrun of the southern border. What matters is inflation. What matters is gas prices that people can't afford. Those are the things that matter to the American people.
And this has happened across the board, not just from McCarthy, but it's as if they all got in a room and said, you know what, the game plan is blame Dems.
And this conference is broken because Republicans worked with Democrats and put us here. So what's required for serious people that want to do their job is people need to put their egos down. Those that put us in this position need to ask forgiveness. Forgiveness needs to be given. People need to be humble, and we need to unite behind a speaker. And that's what our conference needs to do now. Our country needs us to do this.
When you say,
and I do not think this is a plan for us to get there.
When you say
Regardless of even if it's mathematically possible, just do it, regardless.
Veteran, if you're going to blow a bridge, you better have another one to cross. And those 8 clearly didn't have another one to cross.
He's saying you better have another bridge to cross. So as you did this, where was that bridge?
The bridge to change, Brianna, the bridge to change, and that's what the American people want. Jim Jordan has had 2 rounds of votes on the House floor, and why everybody is getting so worked up when it took Kevin McCarthy 15 rounds to secure that very same seat is bewildering to me, quite frankly. And Jim Jordan is trying to earn those votes.
Well, he's moving backwards, and his deficit is bigger than Kevin McCarthy's ever was. What do you say to that?
I say that's false. He picked up 2 additional votes actually on the second round, and so there was some additional people
you're saying
there.
You're saying he picked up votes. He also he net lost.
He had a net loss of 1 vote, Brianna, 1 vote, and again, Jim Jordan is trying to earn those. No, a net loss of 1 vote. He went from 200 to 199. Okay. Check the tally. Check the tally. He went from 200 to 199.
He had a net loss
of 1 vote.
What Tur and others alike continue to demonstrate and must keep doing so is an unwavering approach to accountability. Republicans caused this. Their party is in shambles due to their own malpractice.
Do Republicans want to govern, or do they want to continue this? I don't know what it is. Circus is not the right word for it.
It's a demonstration of their incapacity to govern.
And so why? He's about to lose. He's short the votes again. The opposition is not melting. And so what is the point?
There's no two-siding a majority's inability to agree on someone to help them govern. I mean, the sole reason that bills lay dormant, that shutdowns remain a possibility, and the American people are held at ransom is because of Republicans.
We need to reopen the House to solve problems for hardworking American taxpayers. And House Democrats continue to say we are willing to do that in a bipartisan fashion, because clearly the votes do not exist in the House Republican Conference alone to elect a speaker. House Republicans rejected McCarthy. House Republicans rejected Scalise. House Republicans rejected Jordan. House Republicans have apparently rejected McHenry. This can only be done in a bipartisan fashion. And we're serious about partnering with House Republicans in a reasonable way to do the business of the American people.
Why? Well, this is what happens when you allow open season on extremism.
And then we need to unify, and it's the right thing to do, it's the mature thing to do, it's the responsible thing to do, because Republican voters across America gave us this majority, and we are throwing it away right now, and there is no excuse for it.
It becomes difficult to align on the simplest of things, like, well, who gets to stand on the podium and pretend to care about the interest of the American people while waiting for Trump to tell them what to do.
We'll say, using their poll-tested phrases. But let me correct the record. Jim Jordan is an effective legislator.
I appreciated getting to work with everyone, talk with everyone. I got to know members in our conference that I didn't really know that well over the last 3 weeks, and that we need to come together and figure out who our speaker is going to be. I'm going to work as hard as I can to help that individual so that we can go help the American people. And I'm also going to go back to work. We got several depositions lined up next week in the Judiciary Committee, work that we need to do for the American people in our investigative work. So we'll go back to work there. But it's important we do unite. Let's figure out who that individual is, get behind him, and get to work for the American people. Thank you all very much.
It's a farce, and so far from what the Democratic Party under Joe Biden have proven themselves to be.
They will only ever vote for Jim Jordan. And if that in fact is the case, it's an additional data point that there is only one way out, a bipartisan path forward to arrive at a reasonable arrangement to embrace common ground and common sense on behalf of the American people.
He supports an extreme agenda and is hell-bent on banning abortion nationwide, gutting Medicare, gutting Social Security, and giving cover to January 6th attackers. Those aren't the values that we share. If we don't see a speaker elected in this round, there's going to be another candidate and another internal Republican conference vote and a secret ballot, and the country can't afford more delays and more chaos. 15 days should be enough.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.